Hey there.
Hello.
Hi, Sandy. Unmute yourself.
I'm talking to nobody. I somehow have to admit everyone as they're coming in. So I
Oh,
don't
gee.
know how I set this up, but
I think it's a new safety setting. It happened to me too.
Oh,
oh,
as of like the last couple of days?
Yeah, to get the Zoom hackers out.
Oh, get out.
well, I hope there aren't any because I don't know everyone's like name who's supposed to be in here. So all right. I guess I'll just like keep hitting that and clicking that, but this is super fun.
This is. I'm so excited.
What's everyone drinking tonight?
Oh, a little red. I got a little bit of a heavy pour here.
I'm cracking open a beer. I know it was a wine thing. I just felt like it was hot tonight and I just needed a beer. So,
You know, that's when they zag, you zig. Or when you zig, they zag. How does that go?
there's Gina Rigby being crazy in my, hi Gina, how are you? All right, I hope I can like do this well because there's a lot going on right now with these people coming in, me having to admit everyone. Oh my goodness. Ma, there's Grandma. Grandma's on. I'm gonna see if I can.
Hey, Laura. Hey, everyone.
Girl, Shelly, I can't wait to hear about your nights.
Oh my gosh, 31 guests.
Yay!
Yes, not UFOs, 31 guests tonight.
That's great. That's huge.
That's so huge. And it was some new partners just stepping out of their comfort zone completely. And yeah, it was awesome. So awesome.
Beautiful.
I look forward to feedback.
That's awesome.
Hi, Carol and Chrissy.
That's awesome. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an agenda for this because we're trying to make this fun and different and a way that we can all definitely grow and thrive in business, but also like really create a friendship as a part of this group. As you've probably seen that all of us who, you know, the core kind of 6 of us who started the first, Robin, I really liked how you put it today in your post. Like it was messy, it was imperfect. We just kind of went for it. And I don't know if everyone knows, but like it all started where we did the Women's Summit because we were looking for a couple women who were showing the business plan. And who was it that originally even did that? I don't even know. I don't know, Laura or Robin, if you guys know, but we like couldn't find a whole lot of women showing the business plan. So if anyone knows of some other great recordings, like please put the links in the chat for us. But we just couldn't locate that. I mean, we have Jim Winkler. Like who doesn't love Jim Winkler? And Jim, I think, shows one of the greatest plans. And you know, who doesn't love, like Ryan Stack is like my go-to plan when I want to really get proficient at showing the plan. But now we have a couple of recordings with some women. So that's what we were really hoping for in this. And so we wanted to be able to, my mom's saying there's lots of feedback. Mom, I don't know what that means. Is this better? Laura, do you hear feedback?
Yeah, I think if everybody that isn't speaking could mute themselves and then we'll unmute when we want to participate.
Oh, that's a good idea. I wish I could have like a co-host. I just don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do. Oh, that sounds better. Does that sound better? Give me a thumbs up if it sounds a little bit better. Oh, good. All right. So, all right. So, you know, now we have some plans and I don't know if someone can, in the chat for us, just throw in the Talking Shop Facebook group, if that's possible. So you guys all have access to it. But let me just take a quick poll here. I can see mostly everyone. Can you raise your hand if you've been on one of our Talking Shop series before? Awesome. Okay. Can you guys like wave super loud? I'm sorry if you've never been on one of them. If you've never been. Oh, Tracy's new. Mom, you've never been on one of mine? You have so been on one of mine. How many of you guys are not paying attention or not following directions or got started with the wine night a little bit early, mother? Gina is cracking up. Oh my gosh.
Margaritas, not wine.
Margaritas. Awesome. Laura, thanks for putting that in the chat. I hope you guys save that, click off, bookmark that. And so we are just really excited to have this YouTube channel. We're excited to be here with you guys. And like I said, I want to give you a little bit of an agenda. We were thinking like 45 minutes, maybe it'll go to an hour, see how crazy we get tonight. And we want a lot of people having feedback as well. So we thought what we would do is Shelly, welcome. Thank you. Shelly, how about, let's start a little bit with Shelly, because we were going to do wins. Okay. But let's start a little bit. I want to just ask you a question, Shelly, because we really wanted building the business to feel easy breezy. What was that like Maybelline commercial, like easy breezy commercial? Raise your hand, guys, if you want building the business to feel easy breezy too. Okay. Shelly, can you just talk about a little bit of like the mindset shift that, you know, allows you to open up to the possibility of having 30 guests on a webinar?
So amazing. Yeah. So it was 6 of us. I think I started off putting ourselves out there. Like, this is all our first time together with this group of locals. And we are coming out here imperfectly perfect. So, you know, like, give us grace, but we're here because we want to help you more than we care what we look like, you know? And we just went out there, we laughed and we had fun, and it was a success. We had some great feedback at the bottom. Jody is down at the bottom. She's one of the partners that were on talking. She was one of the panelists. Her name says me for some reason too, but there's her picture. She was trying to re-enroll. I had forwarded her the link last minute. But no, it was great. And I think just being authentic, and keeping everything so simple. We didn't do the whole plan. We stopped at, I think it was slide 23, where we talked about 5 steps, how people lead to people. We told more of our stories. And then we wrapped it up where, you know, if you have questions, reach out. You know, we're friendly, we're not going to bite, and we're here to help you. You know, we're more than a business, we're a community. And if you don't want to retire in a wheelchair or work from a wheelchair, you know, reach out too. But just keeping it fun and light for sure.
Heidi, do you want to say something on mindset a little bit before I know you're going to hop off early?
On the spot. Mindset, like what? I don't know.
Just like how our mindset has shifted, I think, you know, in building the business since we kind of got together in this.
Yeah, I feel like it's been more, how has it been? It's been more just sort of, I don't know if Shelly just used the word authentic, but I feel like that's how it's been. It's been like just really positive. We talk about like manifesting things, and
what are you doing?
I'm on a call. Thanks.
Sorry, I just didn't know you're talking to.
My kids, I'm on Zoom like all day long. They're like, are you with a client now? No, not like this. I'm not. So yeah, like manifesting things, like, you know, all about positive energy. I'm thinking about, like, we did a talking shop on the morning routines, and I feel like we had to check our own morning routine before we could go and talk about it, you know? So everything that we're talking about, we had to do first, you know, with ourselves, and then be able to lead, you know, the way through doing it. So
yeah, and to bounce on that too, I think
you black-hearted killer.
I think that, you know, how they always say surround yourself with like those 5 people. That truly makes a difference. Because, you know, we started talking before we were even, you know, decided to do this Women's Summit, and just the high vibing of each other, where that accountability, and when there was any kind of setback, you always had someone to cheer you on. And that's just so important, to have cheerleaders in your court. And ladies, do you agree with that? Just that whole, you know, having someone there that has those similar goals, and sometimes bouncing those ideas off, sharing those wins inspires you to be better and share more too. That
So
makes sense.
true. And a lot of us too, like we've been like out of our comfort zones in some ways. So Laura, you knew that I was coming to you. Do you want to speak to that? What that's felt like and how that's changed for you?
Yeah, so to be completely transparent, speaking in front of groups of people is my biggest fear, and it's been holding me back the most in this business. And the support, the encouragement, I've gotten it from my team members all along. I don't know what happened this time that I just took a little bit more of a leap, but it's been exciting, and it does get easier every time. I take less and less bliss each day before we're about to speak. And it's exciting. I wasn't on the last panel, and I was texting the girls saying, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually having a little bit of FOMO that I want to be on. And that is a great accomplishment when you don't want to speak normally. So just like when you're building a relationship with your partners, we spent a lot of time before we even had our first business plan. Just the 6 of us, we met 4 or 5 times just over coffee, getting to know each other, building that trust, building relationships. And then it propelled into something more where we decided to start our broadcasts. And I just think that foundation that we built was so important. And it's really a lesson in how you're looking to approach people that could possibly be partners too, to build that relationship and that trust.
And we were nervous. We started off with Post-its and notes, and we were nervous, but we just got out of our comfort zone for each other. And to help others.
Yeah, if you're nervous in that place, this is the time to do it, because when you're not in front of the room, you're standing behind a screen, you can have, split screen, or you can have Post-its around and those cues. And then you've got the girls that are there in a webinar view where you could just see them smiling and nodding, and it's so encouraging. So I highly recommend trying this with your teams.
Mm-hmm. And you can wear slippers.
Yes, my bottoms.
Robin, you want to talk a little bit about like how we've brainstormed some of the topics and just a little bit about maybe some things that we had in mind to come?
I think that one of the biggest things that helped me is I have like this focus issue, but I'm also a perfectionist. So that's like the worst combination you can have, so with this whole thing, you have these ladies that I'm with, like the 5 of you who are just, we all have a similar thread in our personalities, like, all right, let's do it scared. But with this group, for some reason, it was so unplanned. I mean, they're saying, yeah, we met 5 times, but 5 times we'd speak for an hour about different things, what's going on. Maybe the last 10 minutes, okay, what are we going to talk about Monday? And this was Sunday. So it's like, all right. And then we're going to do the plan. So our planning was very last minute on topics, I think. It was like, okay, what do you think? Okay, let's go with it. There was no overthinking, which I think is huge. It's a huge accomplishment in moving forward. And the one thing I want to touch on with showing the plan, if you guys have groups or you don't have a team member yet, but you have somebody that you are getting mentored by, or you're mentoring somebody, get a group of 5, get a group of 4, and start showing that plan together, because it's so underwhelming because you're only showing a page or 3 or 4. So it's not going to be like you have to know every single slide. And you have, like they were saying, you have that support. Somebody else is going and doing the same thing with you. And then you have that. You can just see, you can watch each other and you see that smile, and it's just, and you just kill it together, or you're going to make your little mistakes together, and it's going to be okay, and it's funny. So, and people get it. They're not looking for perfection. They're looking for value to their lives and what we can provide them through the shopping annuity. And we highly recommend doing it. And hopefully we will have other people reaching out into the field, and we'll be able to narrow different topics for once a month. We'll be showing this plan with a different panel. And maybe, I put together today a list of just brainstorming, have a panel of all PhDs showing that plan. And who do you know who's, have a panel of all teachers showing that plan, because you're going to be able to focus on different people that Oh, I know 4 teachers. You know what? We have 6 teachers that are going to show this business plan tonight. You need to see this. and they will be able to really relate to one another. And and then we just come up with topics, and you guys give us topics, give us ideas. I would like to see this, that, or whatever, and then let's all roll with it.
I love that. I love that. So what we always like to start with, and we hoped we could start with you guys, was with some wins. So who here has a win that they would like to share? And I think what you can do is you can somewhere raise your hand. Does anyone see that option? There is like a raise hand option, and then I can unmute you.
The raise hand, I think, is only in the webinar. I'm not seeing it, but they could put it in the chat if you want to unmute too. If that
Yeah, I thought I saw someone who raised their hand. I just unraised their hand. So, because that way they had done that at the beginning. So I saw that. So maybe there isn't.
Sarah, the other thing we could do, which I've done in large groups before, is kind of start in a corner. And if you, because everyone has a name, and you know, because every little win could be celebrated. And then if they really don't want to share, they can pass.
Or Michelle, you're like clapping at me. So do you want to, I'm unmuting you, Michelle. No, you're just clapping at me. I don't even know where these claps came from. Has anyone ever seen claps before? Like, what is this? This is the cutest.
Oh,
What
under
does clap
react,
do?
you can, oh, yep. So under reaction, you can put a hand up or a thumbs up.
So cute.
So maybe everyone who has a win can put a hand up, like a high five.
Everyone should have a win for the week. It's been quite.
I don't know how to get it off now, but
No, it's just up there. It's just hanging
I
out.
might just be high fiving all night.
Oh, Shannon, I'm unmuting you, Shannon. I don't know how.
I unmuted myself.
Thank you. What's your win?
I had 3 people attend. I put the flyer out, a little nervous. After the fact, I thought, oh my gosh, maybe they're going to think it's all about shopping. I don't know. 3 of my friends are jumping on. And then they jumped on, and I could see, that they were on. I was excited. Afterward, I'm waiting for them. They're very professional. Farm rep. She rocks it like instantly on any other situation. She reaches out to me normally. Former newscaster. She reaches out normally, instantly, and she's a night owl. And they do not comment that night. So what do? I start hallucinating in between my mind. Well, I'm not going to bother them, like they'll let me know. They're professionals. We're pretty close. I'm glad they jumped on. Maybe they'll refer someone. And so the next morning I said, Shannon, put your big girl pants on and you're going to follow up. So I reached out to them. I actually shared with a few of you that I have communication with what that follow-up message was, referencing how much I appreciate even through quarantine, you still show love, right? That was my starting point with them. And it was crazy. So I sent them that message, and they're both wildly interested. The other one, who was stable, is like all back in. Another girl that saw it on my Facebook post and saw that our 3 friends were attending, because they said I'm jumping on, reached out to me from samples that I dropped off that next day. They loved the sample of the DNA flora melts in one sitting, and they said, maybe I need to look at doing the business because I love so many products. That was a whole separate person that wasn't in attendance to the summit. And so I gave her the recording of the summit and said, why don't you take a look at this? She is flipping out, blowing up my phone nonstop since that. I've given samples to the other 2 that were in attendance, and they said, I want to know about every continuous thing that you do. We've been looking for something to make more money on the side. We talk about it all the time. So those are a few wins.
Mind blowing. I had a couple of things there. I love this. Yeah. This is, I think, a Zoom thing. I don't know. Like they do this. Anyone know what that means? Is it sign language? Yeah. You're a director with Market America, shop.com, Shannon Goodberry. And I love that you still have to have that self-talk that
That's
like
I said it.
pull
Yeah.
your big girl pants on. Like, I mean, how many guys like feel like you need to have that kind of self-talk? Yeah. And my husband and I took our 3 kids to the beach this morning, and we even had to be like, we like looked at each other and we'd be like, we can do this. We can take 3 kids to the beach. Like we haven't taken 3 kids many places. And that seemed like a big feat, but sometimes it is, it's just picking up the phone and you just do it and do it scared. And wow, Shannon, that's totally embodying what we felt, where there is this, it takes hard work. It takes, the dedication. It takes, going through and putting the numbers in and, calling the people and inviting and doing the thing. But I have to also say, like, there's a little bit of luck and magic to this business too, right? And it is funny when that happens, and it's like all good things. And that's what I really want to embody in this little section is like, what other good things are coming to people who are a part of this group? Like, let's just have more social proof of good stuff. Not all at once, guys.
I know. How about retailing? Anyone having retailing wins?
You're such a jerk, Shelley.
I'm not a jerk. I love you.
So I will tell you guys, so and then I probably am going to hop off because I'm like, I need to get some sleep. But so I have been writing in my journal. I did this, I presented on this at a local, I think in January. I write out affirmations, like anything that I'm really trying to like focus on. And last fall, I made it a thing where I wanted to really boost my retail. And so I started writing an affirmation. I sell a minimum of $200 in product each week. Then I would go up to 300. Then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to like really get 300. Should I pump it up to 350? I don't know. It's like the Price is Right game show or something, right? And then my retail was climbing. And then when quarantine hit, and it was like a whole new way of retailing because I wasn't meeting with people. So I was back down around 200 to 300. And then I was hitting that pretty consistently week after week. So I went up to 400. And this week I had $1,000 in retail. And I don't know that I've ever had $1,000 in retail. And so I was like, I'm like over the moon about it. It was awesome, but now I just have to keep it going. But I write that out every single day.
And what is your strategy? Are you just texting people? Are you calling people up? Or is it just
Well, so some of this does come out of my practice, but I am trying to do more with doing different branding things, like because I do have a cert in integrative medicine for mental health, which I did to kind of add more credibility behind Nutrimetrics and things like that. So a lot of it comes from there. So I know that is an angle that some people don't have, but I am starting to now get referrals from people who are on supplements because they're working. And so the testimonials are huge, which it's the stories, that's what we all use. So just kind of having those testimonials ready to share with other people. Yeah.
Write those goals.
That cracks me up.
That's so good. That's such great information too. When we set goals, write them down, like start at a low amount of retail. And like I was thinking, Heidi was going to say per month. She said per week. Set those weekly goals and then, set them maybe where you don't think you can actually meet them. And then when you don't meet them, you're going to go higher than you thought. And I just wrote that down myself. That's really good. And same with partners and same with showing the plan or talking about the plan. This week, I'm going to show it or talk about or introduce it somehow 5 times. Make your own personal goals. It's cool.
Pam, I think you had one.
Me?
Yeah, did you text me?
Oh, yeah. Yes. What we've been doing with our team the last couple of weeks is we've been asking people to help evaluate the business by jumping on a short half-hour Zoom with us, just for purposes of evaluating for potential referrals. And, may or may not be for them, but just taking that tack with the referrals and evaluation approach. And what we're doing is we call it a part 1 and a part 2. And the part 1 is we're showing, we get on with 2 or 3 team members, and Tina Rose is on. She's one of my team members, just jumped on. I think she just did a part 1. And what we'll do is we'll have like just 2 or 3 team members, and no more than like 4 or 5 people on the Zoom. And what we'll do is just introduce ourselves. It's very informal, and then we show them the Better Business Bureau page where we have our A+ rating, and we show them that it isn't multi-level marketing, because it shows that it's internet marketing, web solutions, and business opportunity on the Better Business Bureau page. So they can see right there the credibility of the company. Then we just do a short shop.com overview, and then we just do the abbreviated plan only up to the 2 to 3 year point. And the goal is then to book them into a part 2 within the next, say, 48 hours, so that they can see the numbers. But we don't show them the numbers on that first part. Occasionally people will surprise us and say, well, I have a half hour right now if you want to show me the numbers. And that's fine, we'll do that. And then the goal of that is to see if they are interested in doing a trial run. Then we say great, and we have them do a trial run where we just simply repeat that process with people who they bring to the table, or they just say, well, no, I'm really not interested, but and they give us a couple of names, and then we follow up with them and do the same thing. And it's been pretty great. I mean, we've only have 2 weeks in, so we do have several people doing trial runs. We haven't had any registrations yet, so we'll have to check back in with you guys in a couple of weeks and see how that's going. But it's definitely been a win. We've had more activity on our team than we have in the last year.
How good does it feel to like share a win? Anyone have a win, or does anyone want to declare a future win? I mean, you can do that too. Like, we can like project this into the future, because really what you speak about, you'll bring about. And this is such a safe spot to be able to do that. I know for me, I'm like due to bring on a health professional. I'm like itching to get a new account started. I got a list. I made a list today on a Zoom of, I got 5 people, and I'm meditating on these guys, and I just know one of them is going to come on board. And sometimes that's what it is. It starts with just like writing someone's name down. How many times do you guys like write someone or think of someone or talk about them, and then all of a sudden they text you or they call you? Like, I'm thinking of these people right now. I got some good people on my little list.
One of the things, we have a win today. One of the things that I did was I sat down with Sandy, she's here in the meeting, and we went over a names list, a new names list. And we went through the phone, because we're saying, all right, I don't know. And so I don't know. And I said, let's just go through the contacts on the phone. And I came up with about 30. And Sandy, you probably had, can you unmute yourself? She probably had about 20. And it just reinvigorated everything. And my team also, guys, doing these things with other people, it doesn't have to be your team, but you're going to reinvigorate your base. You're going to reinvigorate some or many teammates doing this. And a lot of it is just supporting each other, even on social media. So when somebody posts it, share it, or just say, this is great, or something. Just keep that energy going. But anyway, there's Sandy. We had this great meeting today, and we came up with the names, and then we started talking about the nonprofit organization program that I'm going to just go kind of crazy in pretty soon. And that's with Rachel. So Rachel and I have been working behind the scenes on a strategy, and we've been doing NPO lists. And Sandy just came up with a bunch today for our local area, and then a way that we just have a system now that we can reach out, and we're going to start going out and meeting these people, or just calling and doing probably Zooms. And just talking about that with Rachel, she was saying about her son going out to different places to interview for a newspaper. I'm like, that he's doing it naturally. He doesn't have that fear like, oh, I'm going to get rejected. He's just going out, hey, how is the quarantine impacting your business? Well, we can do that. Hey, how is the quarantine impacting a nonprofit, and how can I help you? I may have some ways to help you. And that's what we're going to do. And so just doing this stuff, showing the plan and keeping it fresh and working with other people, not even financially linked. can just bring it all together and make it such a creative process that I never expected to go to the NPO route. But when Rachel and I were talking about that a while ago, it's just a melting pot for every division in this company and a great way to introduce yourself to new people. So that was a win. And it's just going to continue to just a domino effect, I think, for everybody else. And then we had another teammate, right, Rachel, who he wants to show the plan to 2 other people who are interested. So and one of the things I was talking with Shannon is the get. I have to, what was it, Shannon? I have to,
An invisible block that some of us have is that we're in the get zone. Like, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. Even things for other people. It's not just about you feeling greedy. It's about, accomplishing that next goal, get, and readjusting what we're saying to ourselves and the language that we're speaking to ourselves subconsciously and consciously to state the giving space, right? Mm-hmm. And we all know that we're givers. You wouldn't be on this Zoom tonight if you weren't really already in that category. Yet, what are you truly saying to yourself? You know that you give every time you do something with expansion possibilities. Yet, what are you saying to yourself? Because it can be an invisible block that is really making a difference in what's supposed to be coming to you.
Right. And then that pressure when, sometimes you're so disappointed in yourself. Sometimes I'm just so disappointed in myself because I'm not doing enough. I'm not getting on enough Zooms. I'm not reaching out to enough partners. I'm not reaching out to enough potential customers. And it's just like sometimes you just want to shut down because you just don't want to feel like you're continuously disappointing not only yourself, but other people. And then with this, I just learned to step back. And if I can do something proactive every day, I'm winning. I'm winning. Even if it's a simple post about what I bought at a partner store, you're winning because you're still in your business. You're still working your business and it will come. It's just, we have to be a little more patient.
I really love that, Robin. So thank you for that. And I think that's a really great dovetail into, we wanted to do with you guys a little mini exercise, little mini training. And I think that Robin, and I did this with the girls on one of our little coffee talks. And it's something I learned years ago in the business that I feel like hasn't really been taught in a while. And that's how do you, after you make your list, how exactly do you prioritize who you should call first? Do you guys ever wonder about that? Like it gets a little overwhelming about who is it that should be called first, right? Because let's all be really honest, right? Do we not all have just a finite amount of time in our day? How many of you guys are feeling like you have less time now that you stay in your house full time? Also, is it just, okay, Elaine, I'm seeing you. How did that happen? How is it that I had every intention to have like a beautifully curated pantry cabinet for the first time in my life. And to finally, there's been this box that I swear has not been unpacked since I graduated from college in 2007. It's moved from me. It moved back into my mom's basement, into my first house, into my second. It's been everywhere, right? People else have that box. And yet I just don't have a lot of time. I'm looking right now at a list of 5 names. And I would even like to be able to number those 5 names in order of importance. Anyone else feel the same way? Okay, so it's not just me. And so I want to cover with you guys how to prioritize who to reach out to, because we don't have time to waste time. And that's one thing that we can't do that. So I'm going to go through something that's not going to take very long. The first thing is you guys all know how to make a names list, right? We've all said to you, have you gotten married? Pull out your wedding list. Let's go and download your Facebook contacts. You got how many contacts in your phone? I don't even care if it says Sam the plumber. Write them down. You might not have even remembered when you hired Sam, right? Put them on a piece of paper. You guys have all done this, right? And you can go through. There's lots of things you can go through. But let's do a favor. I want everyone to go into the chat and just write one characteristic of write one characteristic of your most productive business partner. Let's all do this. Let's all do this in the chat. I'm going to do it too. There's no right answer. All right, we got like consistency, resilient, passionate, coachable, has drive, driven, fun. Sarah, I like that one. Coachable, belief in the business. Robin, that's huge to have belief. Yeah, keep them coming, guys. I hope everyone puts some things in there. But let's just check in with you guys as to how many of you guys have approached people because you think they need it, not because they're right for the business. Come on. All right. Thank you, Gina and Deb. Thank you, Michelle. You know, we can admit this for sure. We've all been there. We've all approached people because we feel like maybe they've needed it, not because that they were right. And, you know, we can sometimes get a little bit stuck and we don't always know who the right people are who do need it. So, you know, what I want to do is I want to just help you guys out because I'm looking at these 5 names and I'm looking at the one that I think needs it. I'm looking at one who I think I want to save. I look at one, like I just want to save this guy in life, like his practice. It's just, it makes me sad when I think about it. And I know, you know, Nutrimetrics could help him. I look at one person on my list that I've talked to consistently every 6 months for the past 14 years, you know, and she's still on my list. I look at someone who's new to me. I look at someone I kind of forgot to follow up with. And I'm like, what is it? What is it? And how do we make this so we can find the people that we are going to, you know, connect with that are most likely to move forward? Because I would honestly, how many of you guys, I'd rather like call one person and make it so, you know, they're the right person. How good would that feel? And that's that little bit of magic, but I'm going to show you it's not necessarily magic. There's a little bit to it. And so I don't know if anyone has heard of this before, but I've always been taught to steam my list. So can you guys put in the chat for me? How many of you guys have been taught how to steam a list? Shannon, I can see you right now. Have you heard this before? Awesome. Okay. So I feel like it's been kind of like an older thing that maybe, you know, hasn't been taught in a while. My mom's saying, I've taught you. Oh, cool. So there's a lot of people that haven't, other than the girls. I talked about it. All right. Maybe no, they haven't remembered. Awesome. All right, good. So this is going to be interesting. So it's just an acronym and every letter has like 1 or 2 characteristics, and people who have more of these characteristics are people that are more likely going to be like your go getter business partners. People who are going to be more likely to be open-minded to take a look at this business, who once you approach them with this business are going to be people who are like going to ask, you know, the good questions. So what do I mean by that? By the S, we're looking for someone who has prior sales experience or someone that you would call successful. Now, everyone's going to learn in this exercise just how terrible of a speller I am. All right. T, when we say T, we mean someone who is a teacher or someone who's a trainer. So like Laura Bateman is a teacher. Shelly Gaudreau is a teacher. Now, I don't know, you know, like Lisa's on this call. I might know Lisa, but I might not, like she might, you know, your profession might not be a teacher. You know, I wouldn't know if you've been a trainer. I'm going to use myself for this as an example. You guys might not know that, you know, even prior to looking at this business, I was a swim coach for 8 years. So, I mean, I would consider myself a trainer as a swim coach. Like, have you taught anyone anything? I taught kids for years how to do things. So I had that like natural ability to teach and train, you know, so don't guess. That's the one thing. It's you either know or you don't know. So when I say E for entrepreneur, I mean, it's not just, oh, I think they're entrepreneurial. Like, do you know that they have run a business? I'm going to give you an example. My cousin Victor, he texted me today and just was like checking in, and Victor's he's on my list. He's a guy I've been kind of dripping on slowly, and he's kind of a wannabe entrepreneur. Like, we were talking about real estate investing, but he hasn't yet been a real estate investor. So I wouldn't quite call him an entrepreneur. He's maybe like a wannabe. He's like a small E, but the people that are like, that they're entrepreneurs, people that like have owned a restaurant, people that they, have, I don't know, give me another example of like someone who who's an entrepreneur. I mean, I would say like a lot of my guys on my names list who are health professionals, they do own their own business. So that's pretty entrepreneurial. It's different than an employee, type of health professional. Okay, A, now this is subjective, but it's people who have a good attitude. Attitude. The more beer I drink, the worse my spelling gets. People who literally have a good attitude. And this is the person who lights up a room when they walk in, not the person who lights up a room when they walk out. You guys know what I'm talking about, all right? And M is someone who has had MLM experience or likes to make money. Like, you can have a money talk with them. Like, I would say my cousin Victor is like that. We talked money, he's not afraid to talk about money. And so these are the types of people. So S, successful in sales, a teacher or a trainer, an entrepreneur, has a good attitude, MLM experience, or likes to make money. All right. So who here has someone? Can you put can you in the chat put just like the first name of someone that's on your names list, if you're willing for us to like go through this exercise with you? And I'll unmute you. Okay, Laura, I'm going to pick on you. Perfect. Laura, let's do Nathan. Laura, if you can unmute yourself, Laura Smith.
Oh, me.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Laura. Okay, so Laura, let's go through with Nathan. So talk to me about Nathan. Is Nathan someone who has sales experience?
Yes, he is a real estate agent here locally.
Perfect. Do you know, is he a manager at the real estate agent, or is he
a younger person, 20 something, mid-20s.
Okay.
And he's about a couple years in the business, but super, super personable and outgoing.
Okay. All right. So we don't know if he's a teacher or trainer, but he must be an entrepreneur because you're 1099, right? When you're real estate.
Yeah.
Yes. Would you say he has a good attitude?
Absolutely.
Do you know how many times I've asked business partners when I do this exercise, and they're like, well, not per se, but like if you're his friend, he has a good attitude. But if you don't really know him, like, okay, no, we're not. If the question is not yes, if the answer is not yes, like we're not putting an A. Laura, do you feel like you and Nathan can talk money? Have you talked money before?
We kind of. I'm going to put that like in the middle. We've had a couple conversations with like, who can you connect me to? We've had who can you evaluate, how can we network together conversation.
So maybe. Okay, awesome. All right. Let me do one with Tina. Tina, let's do Marcus. Tina, it's hard to find everyone quickly. So if you want to unmute yourself.
Start talking so that'll show up on your screen.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. All right. So give me Marcus. Is he in sales or is he successful?
He's still a student.
Oh, okay.
He's
all
my
right.
nephew, but he grew up in an entrepreneurial home with a lot of money.
All right. So like, he didn't sell Girl Scout cookies, but like, did he do anything similar? Did he ever like hit up his aunt for, a fundraiser or something?
No, because he grew up in a wealthy home and he didn't need anything. But
he's successful.
His parents recommended him.
Yeah. And he wasn't like, he hasn't like
He's an
co-taught
economics-
people or.
He's an economics major. He knows he wants to be an entrepreneur because he watched his father, and he will not be an employee.
Does he have a good attitude?
He's got a great attitude.
Does he like making money?
He loves money.
Awesome. Can't wait to talk to him. All right. Let's see. Let's do Deborah. Let's do Tyler. Deborah Conley.
That's me.
Yay. All right. Tell me a little bit about Tyler. Is he successful? Is he in sales?
Yes, Tyler is very successful. He has his own business. He has actually created software. He has a car detailing business that is now in Boston. Like, he works at a hotel, and like a top hotel, and they detail these people's cars every time that, you know, big top people there. Very, very intelligent young man. My daughter's 27. He's probably almost 30 years old.
Okay. So you probably don't know him well enough to know if he's had any teaching or training experience, but you said he's entrepreneurial. Does he have a good attitude?
Very, very good.
Does he like to make money?
Yes, he went to my son's high school, and he used to make money in high school, and he told my son how he could do the same. So he's very creative.
Perfect. All right, let's do a woman. Elizabeth has Gretchen. So Elizabeth, let's talk about Gretchen. I have a Gretchen on my names list too.
So she's very successful. Her husband and her own a funeral home, and she has an art business on the side.
Is she a teacher or a trainer?
I'm not sure. I know she was in beauty pageants, and I think she trained some women on doing that as well. Years
So
and
maybe,
years
I'll give you a small T there. So she's entrepreneurial because she owns her own business, right?
Correct.
Good attitude?
Wonderful attitude.
Does she have MLM experience, or have you talked about making money before?
Yes, she, when I talked to her about the business, she said, is this anything like Mary Kay? Because I did Mary Kay.
Okay, like if this was my names list, who's calling Gretchen like tomorrow, right? You know, like if you were going through this with a new business partner, I knew the woman was going to be the one for the win, right? I just knew. I was like, we need a girl, and Gretchen's going to like get stuff done. Yeah. I mean, you can see here out of this, like Gretchen's, you know, if this was just my names list, it would be like Gretchen's in my top spot. Next, I'm calling probably Tyler, because he has a stream of income coming in already. Marcus would be next, because Marcus, like, his parents are going to have to front him, but he's not going to have that same skin in the game, you know. And Nathan would kind of maybe be my like last call, but all like 4 really strong candidates. But again, if we're going to prioritize them, and I want to make sure that Gretchen's like on a 3-way call. I'm getting like my friend Shannon Goodberry to like, you know, I'm phoning a friend for that one. I'm saying I'm getting you right on with a director with this company, because, you know, you have MLM experience. I want to show you how this is not MLM, but if you love people and you love distribution, you're going to love this company. So I hope this has been helpful to you guys. I want you guys to do this. Can we all take a second? Can you guys, and you know, take someone that you were thinking of and give me their letters. I'll put that back up. The STEANM. Give me just their letters in the chat of what you have. Awesome. Robin, you got a steam. Rose is a steam. Oh, cool. All right. So you guys get it. You guys know. Got some seams. You know, the teacher trainer's kind of tough. A stam. Laura's got a little A. Laura, I love that you're honest. That like maybe not the best attitude. That's very funny. Shelly's got a team. This is awesome. So I really hope you guys take this and you make this one of, your courings this week. You do it with your group. Because I think this is going to really help people understand, how when we have those steams, when we have those people, the nuts that rise to the top when we sort our names list, that they, really are going to be people that we're going to want to get on a three-way call with. So, all right, one of my gals, thanks, Shannon. Shannon gave me waves. Thanks, everyone, for participating. All right, I'm hoping one of the gals can kind of wrap this up. We wanted to do a poll as to what was next, but I'm not that organized, so I forget what we were voting on. So, Laura, you stuck it in the chat. What were we voting on? We were ending this with a vote.
We didn't get to the shopping guide, so see how
organized. Talk to me about that. That was on our agenda. All right, talk to me about shopping guide, Robin. See,
no, this is great. This is great. I don't think we have to. We can do that next time. Talk about stores, but this just proves you don't have to be perfect. Just let the conversation go, let the training go at its course, and it'll be okay.
Good.
Yeah, we're planning out our agenda for the next month, and we are planning to do a business overview once a month, and we're going to tag team different members to be speakers and panelists on the business overviews. But we really wanted to hear from you guys, get your feedback to see what you wanted to hear next. And so for our next training, we had a couple topics in mind, and we just want you to vote in the chat. One topic might be how to make your first $300. And another topic may be how to build a shopping annuity home. So go ahead and vote in the chat. Let us know what you want to hear next. We're thinking again in maybe another month or so, we'd like to do another Friday wine night, have some fun, keep it informal, have a lot of interaction. But we're looking right now for a topic for our next webinar. We're going to keep those on Monday nights at 8 o'clock.
Anyone else have any feedback for us? Wanna, give us anything else? Have any questions as we tally up some of these answers?
Yeah, I know we're voting right now on our next topic, but I feel like if you have another idea of something you'd really like to hear from us, just throw that in there too. So we're just working on building out our calendar. Like Robin said, we're going to start planning ahead so that we can get this information out to you sooner.
Looking pretty close.
We're gonna have to give it a count. Shelly, are you tallying these up?
Yeah, I'm trying, but they keep adjusting as I'm typing. Oh, I can make it bigger. Let's try that.
I just got another text on shopping annuity home, but she doesn't know how to put it in the chat.
While you're tallying, I'd love to just share a tip of, the follow-up process, if that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, love that.
So because these individuals that attended your beautiful talking shop presentation, when I put my big girl pants on, remember that? And then I reached out, even though I was thinking about what they might be thinking about, and said, I don't want them to feel weird, or I need to figure out where they're at. So I reached out, shared my thoughts about that, said that I'd love to send them 2 samples as a thank you, right? I didn't know what they felt yet. And then I received a message from the former newscaster that next day, great job hosting. I meant to text you last night, suddenly got too late. No need for gifts. She was referencing about, when I said I wanted to give 2 samples to each of them. And she said, it was interesting to listen to and definitely enticing. Thank you, exclamation points all in there. Now, normally I would be like, oh, okay, she's had a few samples from me. She doesn't want to feel like she has to take something from me for her attending. She's being nice. And me, Miss Mother Teresa, chill in some situations, would normally have just been like, okay, well, I'll leave it at that. And I just want to give you an example of how we can move through it, because my reply was to bring up a story of what happened. And I said, you know, Andy went to unzip my blue dress for me right after, minutes after frustration on his part, he ended up having to cut me out of my dress. That zipper has always been a challenge, and it finally got so stuck, it was the only option. I love that dress. What a night. I know exactly what I'm sending you, Bubs. So I just moved right past the, you know, like, oh, no need for gifts. I said, I know exactly what I'm sending you. We all call her Bubs. That's not her real name. And I said, samples are part of what I do. I love any feedback on them. And if you love anything and are around others, I know you naturally share things you love. So it's always a win for me. Now, what can I send Kim, which is her best friend? And I put question marks. And I put both of them in a dual text, right? Because I knew they were best friends. And I didn't just sit in the now what can I send Kim land. I actually gave some ideas, things that I thought she would be interested in. I said energy health samples, sleep support, digestive health, beauty, question mark. And now Kim pipes in, and I'll end it at that. She says, energy health or sleep support, perfect, very interesting presentation. I'd love to be continuously included in any others if possible. We talk all the time about our other ways to bring in income. Thank you again. Sorry about your dress. Here's my address, right? And that's just one piece of it. But I just wanted to maybe invite you to think about that, because normally I would just be, oh, good, okay. I said I wanted to bring samples to them, and they don't want them right now. No, we're not going there. I will be sending samples, right? And giving them an actual window, a story to think about that, oh yeah, I'm interested in this. And if I like some products and talk about it, I could get customers just like Shannon does.
That was awesome. This is what I do. I send samples. I love.
This was so good. I have to just say, like, I have goosies here from Michelle saying, I feel more connected now since I've been joining y'all here. And Michelle, thank you for that. And I feel the same way. And that's like what this has been about for us. It's been about connection. It's been about sisterhood. It's been about, you know, how we can. And just like Shannon said, like we all have times where we feel like we don't know what to do or we don't know what to say. And, you know, we want to like run it by someone, or we want to have a space where, you know, we want to invite our other girlfriends, right? Because I hope we all have like girlfriends outside of just this company. And, you know, how do we like get our girlfriends here and our girlfriends there to like combine together somehow? And so Laura, you're saying thanks for including us outsiders. It's not outsiders. Like this is who we are. And we just really wanted to like have this feeling, this like sisterhood feeling of, you know, and making it feel more connected. And in a time when we, you know, and we started this before we were even unplugging. Like our goal was to meet up for coffee, and then we couldn't. We said, let's just meet anyways. And that's really what it's so cool, because now it's like, oh, well, because, you know, when we weren't meeting physically and we said, oh, well, like Laura can't meet me for coffee because she lives upstate New York, but she can meet me on Zoom. And Shannon, you're the same way. And now like Laura, you're up in Buffalo too. And, you know, and so it's been a really cool way to get us all together. So I just appreciate that. Robin, I love that you are helping me with my Father's Day shopping list in the chats, because you know it's not like these aren't ideas for like me of what to buy my dad. This is really like what I have to buy my husband. Why? Like he's my husband. He's not my father, but somehow I have to like buy him all these Father's Day presents from his 3 children that don't even know it's Father's Day because school's not in session. So I'm the only one telling them it's Father's Day. Right? Where's the like picture with the tie? Like who's going to come to my house and like help the kids do the picture with the tie to give them? I guess that's me. So, ooh, your Home Depot has beer? I don't think my Home Depot has beer. Oh, just the growlers, not with the beer inside. Gotcha. I gotcha, Shannon. These are all awesome ideas. I love this. Yeah, and we can definitely like oh, talk more about like what our shopping on shop looks like. That's cool. Yeah. And I know I have some customers that I have tried to talk to them about the business because they've referred me people. They've seemed like they've been great people. They don't want to, like, they just want to buy more product from me and continuously buy more product and be a product of the product. And that's fine too. So anyone else better than me at like closing this out? What do we do?
Sarah, you're pretty amazing.
Oh.
Let's,
Let's all just wave.
Sarah for hosting tonight and being our speaker. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you. When is, Shelly, when's our next event, Laura? Is June 1st? Like we're taking a break.
We're going to take a holiday weekend, and we hope you guys have a great time with the people that you're able to be with. And the following Monday, we're going to be on at 8 with whichever topic wins the vote tonight.
Yeah. Well, I think on the first we had mentioned the abbreviated UBP to start the month. And that way,
yeah, we want you guys to steam your list. Reach out to us if you want someone to like do a follow-up with you, jump on the phone. Like, I mean, I don't know, I'm willing to help. So I don't know about anyone else. You know, I'm sure everyone would here, or like, if I'm not available, I'll just say like, hey, but you know what? Like I'll, you know, throw some of my friends in this chat and find someone who's available. How much would you guys just all love that? Like now we have 28 new friends that, you know, my goal was to do breakouts, but next wine night we're doing breakouts. Somehow it got off my Zoom settings. So I want everyone to like know everyone else and, you know that we can get each other on the phone.
Yeah, connect on Facebook for sure, you know.
And that's
official friends.
And what we're going to be doing is showing the plan, I think maybe monthly, the abbreviated, however we do it. And then there's always going to be this follow-up Friday night. So the plan will be on Monday, and we'll have this follow-up Friday night wine night and do just like this. You know, maybe we'll have breakout rooms. It's going to change as we grow and get more familiar with the process and what you guys want. So get your teams involved, because I think, did everybody think this was beneficial? Yeah. Oh, good. So you know what? It's so awesome. See, this is like power. This is like awesome.
This is the magic. Well, I think it's a new moon in 3 hours. I don't know what that means, but it's supposed to be like a shift in energy. So
growing and changing, and we planted the seeds, so now it's supposed to come forward.
Oh,
it's all about our vibration.
Thank you for that, Michelle. Awesome. All right, we planted the seed, and so now it will be done. So go out there, guys, make it happen, and enjoy the holiday weekend.
Yeah, just sleep.
Love ya.
Bye. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Good night, girls.